we talked about how to blend two colors together. Now let's do a practical example. I want to draw this green sphere. I select elliptical marquee tool. I draw a circle. I press Ctrl H to hide it. And I started the base color. We must move in this direction. As we already talked about how saturation and brightness of a color will change when the color becomes brighter, I need to move diagonally. If I move vertically or horizontally, I just will change saturation or brightness. But by moving diagonally, I change both saturation and brightness. The color become brighter and it will become less saturated when I move diagonally. Again, I come in this direction. If I come here, it's almost white, but the highlight area is not white. It's more dominated by the sun. As we already talked about it, the color source dictate is color to the object. Here, it's yellow. I make this area a little darker. Again, I go in this direction, diagonal direction. When you are almost done with painting, you can use color balance to modify your color. Try to apply color change at different steps to shadow, midtone, or highlight. So you can undo any step that you do not like. Next, let's add shadow beneath the sphere. I started a darker saturated green. This area is lit by sky. So in this area, in this shadow area, we need more blue color to make it more cooler. Sky is adding blue color to this shadow. When an object touches the ground, near the contact area, there is a very dense shadow. This shadow is called contact shadow. This shadow has some difference with the main shadow. The main shadow is lit by a sky, so it has more blue on it and it is a cooler shadow. But the contact shadow, when it is very near to the contact area, the shadow is a warmer shadow because it is not affected by the sky as the main shadow. So it is a warmer shadow. I will paint this contact shadow with more warmer saturated green. As you can see, by moving diagonally, my saturation will increase, and by changing hue toward warmer color, my red will increase. When you are painting, you can press and hold tilde key to switch the brush tool from paint to erase mode. It's a faster way than traditional way to switch from brush tool to razor tool. If you take a closer look, you will notice that this area is very soft. That is because I have used this brush, soft round pressure. If you use a brush that has noise and randomness, the transition between this area will look more believable. The random detail like this will help to make more natural feeling. You know that you have a lot of brush and this 4 category comes with the Photoshop, so it's not hard to find it. Dry media brush. I click on it. First of all, I turn on transfer and I put it to pen pressure. Because I want to blend this transition together. So I need to control my brush based on the pressure I add to my pen. Texture in brush setting, make your brush looks like you are painting on the surface, on this texture. It's a grass, for example. It makes my brush looks that I'm painting on this grass. You can see this pattern of the leaves. Simply put it, apply texture to the painting. You can add your texture if you want. You can change the size, brightness, contrast, and other setting. Dual brush mix your current brush tip, which is this one, with another brush that you choose from here. This is all of the brush that I have right now. Dual brush combine and mix my current brush stroke with a new brush stroke, and when two brush strokes have intersection, when they are overlap on each other, I can paint. Again, I have control on the setting, size, spacing. With the setting, size, spacing, scatter, and count, you can determine, do you want your second brush be more obvious, or by setting here, you can decide your main brush will be more obvious. Build up, simulate the old airbrush, which means if you hold your brush for a longer time, the effect of the brush will be applied again and again. You see, I just hold my brush, I don't move it, but as you can see, it still is painting. If you turn off build up, even if you hold your brush, it will not continue to paint. It will not repeat the last stroke again and again. Now let's paint our green sphere with the new brush that we change its parameter to make it more custom brush. I start to fill with the base color, darker green. Then I make it one step lighter. Then I repeat same step for the other part. I try to rotate the canvas so it's easier to paint by pressing R. Then I start to paint and create new transition between different shade of green.